Thankful, so humbled, to be at the University of Alabama. Coach Saban, the staff, the family here has been unbelievable support and just welcoming me in and trusting me to do this. And, just humbled and honored that I get this opportunity. And like I said, so that just transitioned to, I just want to do the best job I can do. I want to put our players in a really good situation so that they can have the success they deserve. They've worked so hard to get to this point. I just want those guys to go out and do the things that I know they're capable of doing in a great setting for college football. And to be part of this is very humbling.
What was it like to watch the game? Obviously, you know what Lane does. Certainly more than average media is going to do. Were you watching the game by yourself? Who did you watch it with? And what's going through your mind as you're kind of seeing that?
I just watched it at home. I was happy for Lane. It was a great offensive game plan a year ago. They made some really good adjustments at halftime. It was an extremely exciting game, and it was one of those games that you get a little white-knuckled because when you don't have control of it as a coach, you want control when you watch games on TV. That's probably the hardest part. But it was a great game to watch. Deshaun Watson, Clemson played a fantastic game. Coach Sweeney had him ready to go, and Coach Saban, the onside kick, there were so many plays in that game that were so exciting as a fan, which is really what I was at that moment, was great. And that to me is why I love football. I'm a fan of college football as much as I am a coach. I love the game, and that's how I watched the Rose Bowl the other night, that second half. As much as I was pulling for SC and pulling for those players and those coaches, what an exciting game. Penn State looked like they touched the ball and they scored a touchdown in the second half. It was amazing. And then for Sam Darnold to fight his way back in that game, and then for Matt Bormeister to make that kick there at the end. That's college football, and that's what I love, and that's kind of how I watched the game a year ago.
Were you, as you watch it, are you able to call out, because you can see the defenses, you know how everybody thinks, is it a chess match to you, or I know you were as a fan, but still.
Yeah, no, for sure. That part never goes away. That coaching aspect never changes. That always remains the same. You still are looking for those subtleties. You're looking at things, and you're I wish they would do this, or that's a great call here or there. So you just get involved in the game, and the emotions are still high, even when you're sitting on a couch.
Did you ever think a year from now you could be in this situation actually calling the game?
Probably not, no, especially not 4 months ago when I was thinking I was going to do TV. But like I said, you get put in a position and you got to go. You don't have time to think about the what ifs or what other people think. You just dive right in and you get going.
Coach, Calvin Ridley's kind of been a non-factor the past 2 games. How do you hope to get him involved in here, and what kind of a player has he been in the preparation for these past 2 bowl games?
Well, I think the players have been really locked in and focused. Like I said, they've worked a lot and hard to get to this point, and this week has been no difference. Calvin's been the same. My job is to get our playmakers the ball, and we've got a lot of them on offense, and so Clemson's going to present things to us. They're going to push us in a direction one way or another of who's going to get those balls, run game, pass game, and I'd be remiss not to try to get Calvin Ridley the ball. He's a heck of a talent. He's a heck of a player.
Hey Steve, Nick has mentioned that it took sort of a philosophical shift for him to embrace a quarterback like Jalen and his skill set based on what he had done in the past. Have you had to sort of go through a similar shift, because he's not necessarily like some of the guys you've coached either?
Well, I've been fortunate in my career. I've coached a variety of different quarterbacks. When you go back to Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart, John David Booty, Mark Sanchez, those guys were more pocket type passers. Even Cody Kessler. At Washington, I had Jake Locker. I had heritage.
Ladies and
Jake
gentlemen,
Locker,
there
who
are
was
5 minutes remaining in the Alabama media session. 5 minutes remaining. Fans, make sure to check out all the great content from our Facebook Live booth by liking the official Facebook page of the College Football Playoff.
That's
you can find fun
an
interviews
audible,
with
right?
student athletes from Alabama and Clemson, as well as members of the media.
Jake Locker, when I went to Washington, they were a spread team. He was a zone read running quarterback, and so I had to kind of mold my offense with what they had done to fit that, and then Keith Price, and so this isn't too foreign to me. I've been down this road. I think it's a kind of a natural fit, quite honestly. Those guys, they got too much time on their hands to go online and look stuff up. But, what I will say this is, when I played, I loved playing. I loved the game. I loved playing. I was probably a little emotional when I played because I loved playing, and I don't have a problem with the players enjoying playing either, you know, and that's how I coach. And so hopefully that resonates with him, that we get a chance to go play in this game Monday night and that we get to enjoy the experience.
Coach, what's different about a Nick Saban system? You've had a chance to coach a lot of legendary coaches. What's different about Nick Saban?
I don't know if it's so much different. I think good coaches have beliefs in what they believe in what they think is important to the success of the team, and coach is no different. You know, he's got a belief, he's got a structure in place that he believes in, and he gets the people in his organization to buy into what those beliefs are. He motivates them towards those beliefs, and then you go out and you have to execute those things. And I think that's more than anything is his consistency rather than what's different. He's consistent in his approach to what we do.
You think that helped make the transition easier?
Sure. I knew what to expect. I knew what the week was going to look like. I knew what practice was going to be. I knew the time frames of meeting schedules. It wasn't going to be something brand new. We were going to stick to what we do.
Steve, when you were looking from afar,
What's that, guy? I'll get you.
Alabama defensively, what Nick does. I mean, obviously.
I missed the beginning. I apologize.
Said, you see from afar, when you're watching, you see Alabama from afar as the defense that they play. I mean, obviously Nick has great players year after year. But is there anything that stands out, anything they do philosophically, defensively, of why they always seem to be at the top?
Well, I think they coach really well. You know, I think that they don't have limitations. They play the run, they play the pass, they pressure the quarterback. They get after the football. They're a complete defense, but he coaches a complete defense. We are not one-dimensional, and I think that's what makes us unique.
Preconceptions of the SEC matched up with living in and seeing everything that's happening.
I will say I've really enjoyed the game day atmosphere, Ivan, in the SEC. You know, having a chance to play at Bryant-Denny Stadium has been tremendous, you know, to enjoy that. But to go to LSU, to go to Ole Miss, to go to Tennessee, those have been fantastic experiences for me. And the fans, the pageantry of college football in the SEC is something that I've really appreciated.
Steve, you've always been good with the media. You enjoy this, you know this role. Were you nervous having to do this today, or when you knew you had to do this?
No, I wasn't. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys. Quite honestly, I missed you guys. So, you know, it wasn't. You know, I knew what this was going to be about. You know, I'm not foreign to it. I know what you have an idea of what the types of questions are going to be. You know, you just be honest and forthright, and you focus on the things that I think are important for this game. And the focus is on the game and on our players. And it shouldn't be about me. I'm just here to do this job.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the best I can
there is
do it
1 minute remaining in the Alabama media session. 1 minute remaining.
Done from the dynasty standpoint.
Fans, don't forget to pick up your free Playoff Fan Central ticket upon exiting Amalie Arena.
Again, that's not a comparison for me to make. That's your guys' job. That's what you guys get paid to do. I almost did that, but I decided to get back in this seat instead of being out there with you. But two great teams, two great programs, two great head coaches that obviously two of the best ever in college football.
With O.J. Howard, as versatile as he is, it's easy to work him in the game plan that he has. It's going to be difficult to take advantage of everything he does.
Well, hopefully, like I said, that we can utilize all of the weapons that we have on offense. OJ happens to be one of them. We've got great wide receivers. We've got good running backs. And so for us to be the best we can be Monday night, it's utilizing all of those pieces on this offense to get them involved.